Yeah, what's good, fam? Welcome back again to our family meeting. Should I call this a family meeting or yeah? Because almost everyone watching my video, I term them to be my family now. Because yeah, they've been supportive, contributive, productive. What other word can I use? Yeah, guys. So welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I know it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a while since I posted. I think last week I posted just 3 videos, and I wasn't able to post anymore because I was busy. You know what I mean? Yeah, trying to make time for myself, trying to manage my time, trying to manage work and some other stuff. Yeah, so man has to do what man has to do. Yeah, so I've got some few updates here. That is from training dates. I mean for volunteers, entry requirement into Qatar. That is for both international volunteers and international fans. Accommodation for international volunteers. Finally. So yeah. And also there is one new thing here, that is it's called the 1+3 policy. Yeah, 1+3 policy. So stay tuned, let's get into today's video. Yeah, so let's talk about the training date. Yeah, I know most of the volunteers have been worrying too much, you know, but one thing that I keep on telling them is, as far as you've been selected among this 80,000 people who applied for this role, and among the 20,000 people who were selected, and you happen to be among that 20,000 people who were selected, sleep, my guy. When you sleep, sleep. You know, because you've made it. You've made it. Like, yeah, you've made it among these 80,000 people who applied. You've made it. So you just cut yourself some slack. You know, don't stress yourself too much. Like, yeah, but sometimes I can understand. I mean, the international volunteers, I can understand your frustration because, you know, the only means and ways FIFA communicates to us is through our portals and through our mails, but sometimes these mails take quite some time to, you know, get to us, and sometimes we wonder, like, we wish we could have direct means to FIFA where we can extract extra information from, but sometimes, you know, it's even myself sometimes it's a bit frustrating to me sometimes. Yeah, so you know, we've already finished with the role offer. Everyone has received their role offers. Well, some of them are still pending. I mean, FIFA said until the end of September they will still be dishing out roles. So let's wait and see. For those of you who have not received your role offers yet, sorry about that, but let's just pray and still, you know what I mean, let's keep our fingers crossed. Who knows, you might get your role offer today, tomorrow, or some. And also with the international volunteers who have already received their role offers, or I mean both local and international volunteers who have already received their role offers, my guy, if you sleep, FIFA is going to take that role offer from you. Trust me. That is why I keep on telling people to keep on checking their portals and their mails, because the least mistake, the least chance, someone is ready to take your position. So guys, keep your toes on the ground at all times. Don't even think of missing an email or missing any confirmation that FIFA will send to you. So now that we've finished with the role offer, we're going to head straight to the shift selection. Now, okay, I'm going to say this, not because I've realized the Supreme Legacy Committee or blah 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 are the ones managing the volunteer department for this World Cup. Now, I've been part of 2 FIFA events, okay, and some other events that were all managed by the FIFA, and they went very smooth. You know, if you may ask me, yeah, I mean, I have friends that I'm like, do you know why this time around things are so tensed and we don't even get proper responses and proper informations from FIFA when we try to reach them? I think it's because this Supreme Legacy Committee is handling or managing things. I mean, forgive me, Supreme Committee, or I mean, I'm not saying this to dent your image or try and put some dust on your work, but okay. So early this year, during the balloon festival that we had at Corniche, yeah, I was part of it. Most of my friends were part of it, and most of my friends are friends that were with me during the Arab Cup or during the Club World Cup. So these people noticed the difference. I mean, when it comes to how people manage things, they realize how FIFA managed their own things, and they also realized sometimes it takes things like this to realize who is doing it better, you know. I mean, maybe for Supreme Legacy Committee, I don't know them that much, but well, so for the first time I heard their names was during the Balloon Festival, and I don't know, I think, okay, so let me just pardon them, because probably it was because that was their first time, you know, and yeah, of course there might be hitches and sort of things that will cut you at a point, you know, sometimes things like that. So the delivery, maybe in the eyes of people, it looked beautiful. I mean, but people like us who operated the whole event and things like that, we realized it wasn't that deep, it wasn't that powerful. Their management wasn't that, you know, and I don't know. So since I realized they were the same people who were going to manage the volunteer this time around in the World Cup, I was like, well, maybe they can do better. So Supreme Legacy Committee, they are the ones handling the volunteer thing now, and I find it, you know, yeah. So I'm not even here to talk about them. So just like I was saying, now the shift selection, I think about 2-3 days ago, most of us, I mean, for those of us who have been very consistent with our emails and our portals, yeah, most of us realized there've been a shift selection on our portal. Now, I for one, I checked the shift, and the shift selection, they were giving me ceremonial something. I called one of my friends. I was like, yo, I cannot go and stand in front of this whole people and be dancing and be wiggling my ass. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's not a bad thing, but you know, most of us don't have the courage. Do you know how many balls I had to gather to even do YouTube? Like, yeah, it takes that courage, and I can't risk another courage to go stand in front of this. I mean, I can volunteer, I can talk to people, I can, you know, direct people. If some of them misbehave, I can be like, yo, do this and that. But to stand in front of people and hide my pains, hide my sorrows, and be just dancing as if nothing has even happened. Yeah, that was just by the way. So, yo, shout out to all the ceremonial crew, all the ceremonial squad. Yeah, Joseph is there. Joseph is my boy. Yeah, so yeah, we got the shift selection, and it was about ceremonial something like that. But just like I said, I personally did not accept it, even though I risked it, because I knew what FIFA is capable of. Because if they give you a rollover or a shift and you don't accept it at that moment, you have less than 2-3 days, and they'll just snatch it away from you and give it to a pending volunteer or someone who is just on a waiting list. So I risked it, and then I just waited. But after a day or two, most people said, that section, I mean that shift section on their portal is missing. I'm like, what's going on? The whole thing is like they are gambling with us. FIFA, please, are you gambling with the volunteers? For me, just like I said, this is not my first time volunteering, so I kind of understand how things are going. But for the new volunteers, they are anxious. Some of them are, what is the word? Some of them are in a panic mode, you know. So I always need to tell them, calm down. Yeah, calm down. I know it has always been like this, and things are going to get better when we are getting closer, you know. So that was just by the way. So after the shift selection, we are going for training. Now, we've not even done the shift selection. And yesterday I saw this friend of mine post, he was a pioneer at FIFA. Yeah, so he posted a video or like a picture about the whole setup at the training venue, that is DEC, this convention center. He posted it, and I asked him when this thing is going to take place. He said maybe they will announce the date, the training, right? So he says the training date will be announced maybe by the close of this week or the close of this month. So then again, I set my mind back. I was like, okay, so we've not even had a shift selection yet, and we just move into training. Well, let's see. It doesn't matter if we can start counting from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we can still count from 1 to 3 to 5. So it doesn't matter as far as things are run properly and we have clear knowledge and clear ideas about what we are going to do on the field. Mafi mushkila, I need to say that. Yeah, there is no problem about that. So yeah, this is how the training is going to be. with the other two previous, I like making references. So with the other two previous trainings that we had, most of them, it's either online training, face-to-face training, or tournament venue training. So let's say, for example, this time around I had last time I had supporters something. So I've forgotten, man, I'm getting old. Yeah, so I had that one, and we were taken to the pitch, the stadium, to show us our way around, where we can locate the washrooms in case a spectator or a fan asks you where's the washroom. You're not going to be like, so you can easily direct them to the nearest washroom, or even the nearest entrance. So we were taken to the stadiums, and we were shown around. We had fun. It was fun. So this time around that I'm going to work maybe at Al Bida or some other fan zone areas. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be taken to those places that we've been assigned to work, and then they will show us from our left to our right how to control our areas and how to deal with things. So yeah, I think that is all about the training updates. So yeah, from the training, then we'll move to our uniform. Yeah, as usual, uniform and our accreditation, and then the tournament timing. So let's see about that. So on to some other updates as well. So we will move directly onto the entry requirement, or should we do accommodation? Okay, let's do accommodation first. Now, there's been this article that has been circulating in our WhatsApp group that we created. There were this gentleman who posted an article which says international. Well, okay, just let me go forward. They posted an article which says international volunteers are going to have free accommodation. So now I've seen three different types of articles. So now the first one says free accommodation for international volunteers. Second one says volunteers will volunteers will be in charge of the accommodations and transport and things like that. And the third one says FIFA is not going to provide accommodation and transport for these people. People means international volunteers. So then again, I just need to put all these three articles down, because I cannot just come here and give you false information. Be like, okay, so I've seen this one over here and FIFA says they're going to provide you accommodation. Then the next morning you wake up and you see another article which says FIFA is not going to provide you anything. Then you lose trust in me, right? So that is why I had to do a lot of background checks and do my homeworks and do my researches, ask some of the guys that I trust to give me some more credible information. So what I was able to come up with is that, yeah, of course, FIFA is going to provide accommodation for limited volunteers, for people who stated it during their application that they will need accommodation. So these are the only people that did I say people? These are the only people that the FIFA is going to provide them an accommodation. So even with that, it's just going to start from 15th of November to 21st of December. So it's like 27 days. These are the only days that FIFA can provide you accommodation. So it's just 27 days. And with this 27 days, it's not entirely free. You will still have to pay. I'm planning to talk to one of my guys who works at one of these accommodations that FIFA will be providing for both the international fans and the volunteers. I wish I could go there and cover some spots, show you how the place looks like before you even get here. So I'm still working on that. Yeah, so yeah, that is just about the accommodation. Yeah, of course, FIFA is going to provide you accommodation. It's shared room, bed space, and all of that. But they are well furnished, though. You might have a couch or things like that to, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, that's just about the accommodation. You'll be given accommodation, but not free. But also, yeah, big ups to a big man like Delali. He was saying that it would be just fair that FIFA just goes straightforward, like, okay, we're going to give you accommodation, but this is how much you're going to charge for all the days that you're going to stay. I think that would be just fair, so people budget before they even get here, so they know how much they're coming to spend here. Because right now, if you ask me how much should one have as a budget if coming to Qatar, I would say $3,000 or $2,000. at least, because yeah, during World Cup things are going to rise up from this side to that side, and it's going to be a big challenge for people who are coming from outside, especially if they don't know their ways around, they don't know where to get the cheap stuff. I mean, nothing is cheap here. I mean, if they don't know the affordable stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's just about that. And guys, I'm trying to sign up as a tour guide, you know, for the World Cup. So in case you are watching this video and you're an international volunteer, no, not volunteer, volunteers are just like my family, international fans or people who are just coming into Qatar and would want to move around, check out some places, yeah, I'll be a tour guide here. I think I need to get a license for that, but yeah, still I'm doing my background checks and things like that. You know, you need to be multitasking, try get into other ventures. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yes, so yeah, that was all about the accommodation. So let's move on to the entry requirement into Qatar. So the entry requirement into Qatar has very much been the same. You know, make sure you've had your PCR test, get the electronic this ETRAS application, get it registered before you get into Qatar. And also, yeah, I think those are the most important things. Yeah, for the rest of, or for the other things which I don't deem them important. Yeah, so it's just about making sure you have, you've had your PCR test from a recognized, you know, medical health center from the place of departure, that is your country. Okay, so you would have to have a PCR test, that is the COVID, and yeah, so get that one, and then also get the ETRAS application. I'm going to leave the website for the application in the in my description box, so you can download them. And also they've listed some other things here. So they say activate the ETRAS application prior to travel and or on the aircraft. So you will have to register, download, play with them, navigate your ways around it before you even get to the airport, or you can do it whilst you are in your aircraft. I mean, whilst you are in the plane. Don't forget that, because when you get to Qatar here, you'll be stuck at the airport if you don't get these things fixed, or you don't get these things that FIFA is asking for. So secondly, they say carry with you a phone pin to easily insert the local SIM card. Okay, because we use the nano SIM card, yeah, I think so. You would have to have that small pin, you know, because most of the phones now comes with the thing and then it comes out, so you can insert that. And then also they say make sure that your VPN is switched off on your mobile device for the application to work. Really, ETRAS? Yeah, I think it's true. So if you want to use the ETRAS and you are trying to access it and it's bouncing or it's not giving you access, they didn't mention one thing also over here. ETRAS needs your Bluetooth so it can work. So your Bluetooth has to be on at all times, and make sure your VPN is turned off at all times so you can be able to use the ETRAS application. So yeah, I'm trying to make this video as snappy as possible. So the third thing we're going to talk about here is the 2+1 policy. Yeah, now, so the 2+1 policy is basically a digital hair card holder bringing 3 people with them. So that is the 1+3, right? So one person can just register for the hair card, and then he or she can bring 3 relatives or 3 friends or whosoever they may want to bring along, 3 people. Now, it's not free. It's not free. That is smart. It's not free. For people below 12, it's free for them. Kids are always getting the free stuff. So for people below 12, yeah, it's free for them. And for people or for fans or relatives, have to pay. I don't know how much because they didn't state it. I'm sure they are still working around it to know how much people are going to pay. So yeah, as soon as they finalize the amount, yeah, I'll get it to you as well. Yeah, so that is all. They can come in from 20th of November to 6th of December. So now, FIFA says it's going to give visa to international volunteers, right? And it's it's a 30 days visa, multiple entry visa for international volunteers. Now, if they're giving you 30 days multiple entry, okay, let's say some of the volunteers, some of the volunteers would want to stay for this whole 30 days. Now FIFA is providing an accommodation for just 27 days. Do you think that is fair? At least they've tried. Trust me, at least FIFA is trying. And also, Delali said this to me. We were just having a random conversation, and he said the reason why volunteers have to pay everything for themselves, like pay for air tickets, pay for accommodation and things like that. I mean, who wouldn't want to come to Qatar, or who wouldn't want to go to the stadium and enjoy the World Cup? Of course, everyone would want to go. So that is why FIFA is trying to, squeeze things, to make things a bit difficult, to make people who are passionate to do the job, not just anyone. Because trust me, for an international volunteer who has to book their own accommodation, buy their own air tickets, wow, that's a big deal for me. That's a big deal for me. For you to book your own accommodation, guys, we need to give them some accolades. For the international volunteers, they are doing their best. They are doing their most. So yeah, I think this will be the end of today's video. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, kindly make sure to subscribe. Lately, I've been busy. I think I have about 60 unattended comments on my channel. Yeah, I will do that right away after I finish this video. I promise. Yeah, I will do that right away after this video. I will reply all your comments, and yeah, we will get jiggy. Yeah, we will get conversate. Yeah, guys, so this will be the end of today's video. Thank you for being part of today's video. If this is your first time watching my YouTube, or this is your first time seeing me on TV, radio, screen, whatever, kindly make sure to subscribe to my channel. Let's be friends, just subscribe, support the movement. My name is Malik Sterling. You can follow me on Instagram at Malik Sterling, Facebook Malik Sterling, everywhere Malik Sterling, on Twitter black_Sterling. Yeah. So guys, see you. And I have one more video I'll be doing today. So yeah, stick and stay tuned. Yeah.